He's in here with me.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Fantasy Slant. Me and John are here to get you another W this week. We're going to dive into the teams, dive into the games, and give you guys everything that we think is going to happen. Get your questions in all throughout. Doesn't matter when you jump in. Drop a question in if you're stuck between some stuff. A lot of injuries this week. We're going to dive into that. We're going to dive into some matchups that we really like to take advantage of, and talk about some betting and a little bit of waiver wire players you might want to pick up along the way. So, John, good morning. How's everything in New England today for the Jets Patriots game?
Cold,
Cold.
cold, cold. Yes.
Okay.
My dog's water bowl this morning was iced over. That's how cold it was.
No kidding. Got freezing already.
Apparently so.
Damn. Okay.
Apparently.
Well, I don't miss that.
I bet you don't.
Now, hey, Travis. We have not seen Travis for well, all season. It feels like not
Maybe the
since the
draft.
draft
Oh,
show.
yeah, maybe the draft show.
Yeah.
Good morning, brother. How you
Good to
doing?
see you back, Travis. Good to see you back. Please vent about your Jaguars. I mean, that's probably why we haven't seen you. But man, what is going on there in Jacksonville? We're going to get into all that um, and everything in between. But yeah, tough start for the Jags. Tough start for my team too. And John, we kind of expected this for the Patriots.
We did.
Expected start for you, but I think for Travis and myself, not the start to the seasons we were hoping for our teams at all. But we do have some good matchups today. We're getting into that part of the season to where you got to start pulling out some W's and start setting yourself up. Setting yourself up for the playoffs. So as we're getting closer, again, guys, get your questions in. Let us help you out and go from there. But it's been busy. Oh, glad you've been busy, but glad to see you back again, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so let's dive into a couple of these games. And John, pepper in anything that you think of along the way, because I like how we randomly shift gears throughout, but it makes it
Absolutely.
fun. But real quick, before we get into the games that are going on, Thursday night's game, NFL's got to do something. Like how you cannot, especially with and I really like this, and I'm curious to get your opinion on it too, with these on-field reviews that they just the instant reviews that they're doing, that's getting fed back in from New York. I think that's a great thing. It speeds the game up. It gets the calls corrected that should be corrected. Uh, but at the same time, why can't you, on an obvious face mask call, why can't New York call in and say no? That was a huge play that changed the entire course of that game, and nobody could say, yeah, he was clearly held. That there's no question about that. That was a clear face mask.
Uh,
Like what are we doing? What?
So I had off last week, so I was able to watch the whole game. So I was up till almost what 11:30, 12 on a school night, which I normally don't get to do.
Yeah.
Um, but watching that game, when it happened, the referee that stands in the middle of the in in the middle of the end zone in the back was staring right at it. There was
Right.
another referee off to the right, had a clear view. So I don't know how it was missed. I even posted after that. Then, of course, I had people chime in and say how the NFL is rigged and how they want the Chiefs to win when the Chiefs weren't even winning. But it was just kind of humorous. But what I didn't know was I heard on a podcast this week, can't remember which one, it was one of the ones on Sirius, um, that the Rams last year were the team to push to have 2 minute reviews similar to this for penalties automatically reviewed. And of course, the league said no. But it's funny how the Rams benefited from it when
Right.
they tried pushing it last year. Um,
That
but
is
back to your point, I thought you'd like to hear that one that the Rams tried pushing it. But I mean, I don't know how you don't see that. How do you not see that?
yeah, yeah. To your point, the ref was standing right there
There was
watching.
two staring at him. I mean,
Yeah.
it was at no
Right.
point in time did that defensive player tackle him. It was from the face mask the whole time.
Right.
Like
Right.
no other part of his body even touched Darnold. Now, would they have won? Who knows? That would have put him out to what the 20ish or wherever he would have been.
Yeah.
but the game wouldn't have been over. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Because then you had an onside kick. So it was just one of those things where, but you have to announce an onside kick.
Right.
That's, hey, Joe, let's fight, but you have to tell me when you're going to punch first because I want to be ready for it.
Right.
It's
Right.
stupid. It's just dumb.
Hmm.
Not that I want to fight you, but I mean, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would probably ask you because of our age difference.
Right.
Hey,
Right.
hey, give me an indication so it's somewhat fair
Right.
because
Let me
it
know if
will
you're going
take
high or
me,
low. Yeah.
yeah, it will take me 3 seconds to move. So,
Right. Right. No. I. Yeah. That's kind
yes,
of a
yes,
weird thing.
exactly, Travis. Even the defender kind of grabbed his helmet and was like, "Oh God, what did I do?" It was just so terrible,
Right.
so
Yeah.
terrible.
But at that point it was an 8-point game, right? So you have a face
Yes,
mask in the end zone that pushes it out,
to 10.
15 yards, right? So
Right, right.
now you're out to 15, you've got some breathing room. That changes everything.
Of course it
And
does.
you know,
You have
I
Justin Jefferson. He can
right.
take it. He can take an 85-yard. I'm sorry. He can take a 2-yard slant and
Yeah.
turn it into an 85-yard touchdown.
Exactly,
You know,
exactly.
so
So the NFL, I mean, I like I said, I like that instant correction that they're doing. That's awesome, getting the plays right, but at the same time, like stop limiting what you can correct. Like if it's
yeah.
wrong, it's wrong. Doesn't matter, right? Like just call it good and move on. But yeah, entertaining game though. It was a really really
It was
good
a
game to
fun game to
watch.
watch.
It
Well,
was,
I should
and
say it was a great first half to watch. I
yeah,
thought it was going to be, I thought it was going to go nuts. I mean, I had a 7 leg parlay that all I needed was, I think, um, and Stafford to hit in the second half for passing yards. Everything else I hit in the first half. I mean,
yeah,
it was just one of those fun games to watch, and
it was.
I'm willing to bet Cooper Cup doesn't get traded now.
Yeah, well, they're in it now,
Willing to
so.
bet he doesn't. So.
Yeah. Yeah, with especially well, didn't Puka leave this game hurt again?
I don't think so.
Are they both healthy?
Yep.
I don't know what I'm
Yeah.
thinking of. But yeah, tough opening for them, but if they have both of their guys there, whew, that's a team.
Yep.
That's a team. So um all right, so let's get into some games coming up here. Right out the gate, John, we were talking about this game right before we came on here. Philadelphia Eagles against the Cincinnati Bengals. Somehow, still, Cincinnati is a 2.5-point favorite. With T. Higgins out of this game, this seems like Vegas either knows way too much. And if you want to talk about the NFL being rigged, if Cincinnati wins this game by more than 2.5, something's going on. I'm just going to tell you right now because this is to me, this is free money, right? I mean, this Eagles team is much better than the Bengals in every aspect, really. So how are they putting the odds at 2.5 for the Bengals?
I mean, the only thing I can see is Philly's defense isn't what we thought, but it's not like they're giving up a ton of points. You
No.
know, they're just not. I don't know. I would probably stay away from this one because, right, what does Vegas know that we don't?
Yeah.
Dallas Goddard's out today, I think, but that's
Mhm.
really not a big deal.
Yeah, but he's
Um,
been out for a couple weeks now.
exactly. So it's not like it's going to hurt him much, but
Mhm.
I don't know, man. I mean, unless Jamar Chase, I don't know. I'd probably throw Chase in some DFS lineups because who else is going to catch the ball? You
Right.
know?
Yeah, I mean it seems like a good matchup, but when I saw that, I was just like, how are they that confident in the Bengals? Because we haven't seen a solid Bengals offense yet this year.
No.
They've squeezed back to 3-4. They, like we said, they always start slow every year, and then they'll start to gain momentum. But with T. Higgins being hurt and going down to really one wide receiver, I get it, it's a home game, but the Eagles are just more talented all around
Right.
than the Bengals are right now. So
Yeah.
that to me was just like, man, what do you know? But I love Saquon in this one. I mean, all the Eagles players should have a great game. The Bengals defense isn't that great. Their defensive line's pretty good, but
Right.
outside of that, you could beat them deeper in the field. So, um, but yeah, Saquon's still hard to handle. So if they could open some lanes for him and have some kind of a balance there, I mean this game does have potential to be high scoring if the Bengals can wake up and Jamar Chase can have his way. But yeah, very limited on that side. Don't love this one, but from a betting
No,
perspective, it's like, man, the Eagles, it just feels like a steal, which when it feels that easy, something's wrong, right? So
I
it's like,
know, I know.
yeah, what's the issue there? But yeah, love the Eagles, love AJ Brown in this one. Uh Saquon, and without T. Higgins, Chase is going to be the main guy in force fed, I would think. So, of course, not telling you any secrets here, but start your studs in this one.
Oh yeah,
Should get you some nice points there.
yep.
And looks like a beautiful day there in Cincinnati. 70 degrees today in Cincy.
And again, if you can ever go, I know I've said it over and over. Go see a game there. Go watch the Jets play there. It's such a fun time. Just
Yeah.
such a fun. I'd love to be there right now. You know what?
Mhm.
I would wear the opposing jersey of the Bengals every week if I lived there. I'd buy the T-shirt of the opposing team every week.
Yeah. Nice, nice. I don't know if I would ever wear an Eagles. I don't know if I'd want to be associated as an Eagles fan.
Touche.
They're not.
You'd probably
Yeah.
get the shit kicked out of you. Yeah,
Right,
just
right. I don't
about.
want anybody throwing batteries at me. But
Very true. Very true.
yeah. All right. So let's go on to some other games. Here up, this is going to be a bloodbath, right? So the Ravens traveling to the dog pound to take on the Browns this week. Deshaun Watson's Achilles snapped on a 3-step drop, which was kind of crazy to see, but probably a blessing in disguise in all honesty for him, because whatever's going on, at least now he's going to have a year to figure something out. But yeah, I've never seen an Achilles just snap on a 3-step drop before. That was really crazy. But this Ravens team is firing on all cylinders right now, and this for the Browns, it's going to be ugly. It's just going to be a very
Agreed.
ugly game. Baltimore's 8.5-point favorites. Again, betting side, I would still take the Ravens and 8.5 on this one. I mean, it's just there's no reason to think this game is going to be within 10 points. I cannot see how this game will be within 10 points. It's
I
going to be
mean,
bad.
okay, so Jameis Winston. What do we know about Jameis Winston? He'll probably throw for 4 touchdowns, but he also could throw for 4 pick-sixes as well. So,
Right. Right. He also
maybe
hasn't
Jerry
played.
Judy. He hasn't. No,
He hasn't played in years now. So
my man said, is his first name Cedric? Let me make sure I get this right before. I believe it's Cedric Tillman, right? Yeah, Cedric Tillman, wide receiver, 3,300 on DraftKings today. 33.
I
Not
thought
a
you were going to give me
bad-
news on something. I was like, I don't
No,
know.
no. But I'm going to put a lineup together and you want to save some money. I got a combo with like him and Kate Otten, both two players for like 68. It allowed me to get some very high priced talent on my team. So they're going to be down. They're going to have to throw the ball. I would look at it in a way where you're going to get garbage points from somebody. And
Yeah.
Winston's kind of the guy to do that. He just is.
Okay. And that makes sense. So from that standpoint, but I mean, you're
Oh,
going to
win-loss? Oh, no, this is going to be a bloodbath. I'm with you.
Yeah.
You can get tickets for $15 right now.
Right. Right. And I'm sure you could probably negotiate that down.
Right. How
Down
about
to,
you
like-
give me 15 and I'll come in and
And
buy
I'll
you
take the
$20
tickets.
beers. Yeah.
Right. And yeah, just hand them a Bud Light. They'll hand you the tickets to the game, and they'll stay in there and tailgate. So
Yeah.
I think we'll be tight. Woo, okay. We'll keep an eye on that one, Travis. I don't know, man. Yeah, it might be a rivalry, but these are two very different teams. I mean, just not close to competitive. So
Just going in two totally different directions, too. I think Njoku will have a big game. I think he's playing. Jerry Judy is just the week Jerry Judy actually comes alive. Who knows?
would be nice. Would be nice.
Yeah. I mean, you still got Miles Garrett. They have talent.
Right. And
Nick Chubb is
Chubb's
back.
coming back. Right. There's
But-
talent there, but they can't put it together.
I-
But-
I-
Still to that point, though, like you said, they should be playing from behind, should be, right?
Yeah.
Per the script, which means you're going to be chucking the ball a lot. So
Yeah.
even in DFS, a fantasy or a Jameis Winston DFS lineup might not be a bad idea either, because he is going to
Sure.
have to throw, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, if they score 24 points, 28 points, something like that in garbage time, with garbage time included, that's still going to get you some nice fantasy production. So,
Yep.
not saying shy away from it, because there's great opportunities there, especially cheap wide receivers and things of that nature. But yeah, as far as this game goes, the Ravens should just absolutely throttle. And it looks like Andrews is back in Lamar's good graces.
Yeah, I think that car accident did more than what he led on to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, we got a question here from Eric Schaefer. Uh, and I don't know if we've ever seen Eric before, but thanks. If
No,
you
thanks for
have,
coming on,
apologize,
Eric.
but thanks for coming on. PPR, Stevenson, Chase Brown, or Adunze, leaning Brown. I would, I would probably agree with that, but at the same time, the Jets' run defense has been pretty horrendous as well. So Stevenson, John, you're going to be able to talk about this really well. But uh, Stevenson,
I
how
don't
that
know
how
if
that
I
has been playing
like.
out.
I don't know if I like Brown in a PPR though. He doesn't catch the football.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't trust Rome right now. I mean,
no,
I like him, but I don't trust him.
huge upside, but the floor, we already know what the floor is for him.
It's
I
zero.
mean, I'm a Pats fan, and I'm not saying to place. I would play Stevenson if you're leaning towards Brown, by all means. But I would look at receiving yards and receptions for Chase Brown. It's maybe one or two a game. And here, hold on, let me pull it up while we got you. Okay, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. 2 receptions, 2 receptions, 3 receptions, 2 receptions, 2 receptions. He has a touchdown, and the most yardage he has is 12 yards. So if you're going for PPR, um, and I see this being a high scoring game, now with T. Higgins out, maybe he'll go that way, but I actually see more Zach Moss than Chase Brown today. I would play Stevenson. That's who I would play.
Okay. And I'm just pulling those up as well for Stevenson. Not a whole lot more catches, but he's not a huge catch guy, but he's got 15 receptions this year. So, but I do think my big fear in this game, and what we talked about earlier, was the fact that
You bet, Eric.
this game is probably going to go more to the air for the Bengals
Right.
than the run game. And if you don't have a guy that's catching out of the backfield, then you're kind of just done. So I do think Stevenson's going to catch a little bit more, and the Jets' run defense, as sad as it is, just has not been good. So there's a lot of holes that running backs just seem to be walking through. So
Right.
yeah, I would probably agree there and go with Stevenson, just because you never know what the Bears are going to do either. So yeah, but I'm not playing Keenan Allen this week, so he probably will get 2 more touchdowns. So let's jump over here to Travis's question. So he's got, who should I start at running back and 2 flexes? Kamara, Chubb, Bigsby, Dowdle, or Brown? Well, I think we just talked Brown out of that. 1 point PPR. With Travis Etienne out, I think Tank's a must start in that one.
Again, he doesn't catch the ball though. He's not
but
a receiver.
when you look at those, I mean, I would go Kamara and Bigsby, but
I would. And what the Saints are playing at the Chargers.
the Chargers, which is not a defense you're afraid of in any way.
I mean, Kamara has to be one, right?
Yeah.
Kamara
And
has to play.
I mean, Cowboys, 49ers in Santa Clara, like that's.
Jerome Ford's out this week. He's not playing, so Chubb's going to be the only game in town. Yeah, I would probably go Kamara and Chubb or Kamara and Bigsby.
Yeah.
Because
I'm going to say
pulled up Delvin Cook on the Cowboys this week, so they didn't bring him up for nothing. He's
Yeah.
part of the active roster today. So
But again, John, like we were talking about, if the Browns are just going garbage time, Chubb's probably not going to see much playing
right.
time in that one. So,
But I
um,
also see Jacksonville having to throw because I think Green Bay is going to put up a slew of points today.
yeah.
I would probably go Kamara and Bigsby because I think Jacksonville will try and slow it down a little bit.
Oh, well,
Um,
we got to do one running back and two flexes. So we got three total. So, yeah, Kamara and Bigsby for sure, the two that you have to start. And then,
wow, you got Smith. I'm guessing Devontae Smith, Zay Flowers, Devontae Ad. Wow.
nice.
Um,
Yeah, Smith, Flowers, and Adams are definitely starts as well. So if it's a three there, I mean, for me, I'd probably lean. I mean, yeah, I guess Chubb's probably the best of those, the remaining. I just don't like the matchup. I'm kind of leading Dowdle in that one just because he's been getting the bulk share, and the game should be pretty close in the Cowboys 49ers. So, the run game should, in theory, stay in effect longer than you're going to see in the other ones. So,
I
um,
would go with the Devontaes up there, to be quite honest.
yeah,
I mean, who's going to stop Devontae Adams out of the slot? That's where he's been playing, right? So you're not stopping that guy. We don't have a linebacker that can cover him.
hmm
So um,
yeah, and he's got another week of the playbook, so
yeah,
that's going to help as well. But yeah, I don't know how many wide receivers you could start, Travis. Are you starting four wide receivers, or are those guys already plugged into starting positions?
right.
That'll be the big thing. But yeah, I for my rankings, I would probably go Kamara 1, Bigsby 2, Dowdle 3, Chubb 4, Brown 5. And I like Chubb. I feel like they're going to be out of that game, and they're not going to risk his knee or be running the ball very much at that point. So um, makes me nervous, but I do love Adams this week as well, like you said, especially with Lazard out. Uh,
Yep.
that's gonna water things down a little bit more too. So yeah, good call on that one. And yeah, who's going to cover who on the Patriots defense is going to cover Garrett Wilson or Devontae Adams? That's going to be a hard match. That's a really tough matchup for the defense. So
Yep.
um,
And Gonzalez always covers the one, so he'll be on Wilson.
yeah,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So
Two running
two running
backs.
backs, two wide receivers, two flex. Okay, so two wide receivers. I'd definitely say Adams and oh, oh man, probably probably Smith. I would say is 1-2. Flowers. They said that Browns game could go back. Yeah. You just don't know who the Ravens are going to throw to. That's what really sucks. Actually, no.
I
Flowers
mean,
Adams. Flowers Adams.
Flowers had one. So Flowers has had the last 5 games
Yeah.
games of one catch, and 3 catches. So that team scares me, especially with Andrews back. Me
Yeah.
personally, I would go the Devontaes at wide receivers. I would go Kamara and Bigsby at running back. And then I would probably go. I mean, I would put Flowers in a flex, maybe Flowers and Chubb in a flex, maybe. I don't like Dowdle because they did call up Delvin Cook. It's not for nothing. And again, Chase Brown, I think he'll get yardage, but I think that's going to be an air attack. So
Yeah.
um, that's who I would go with. That's who I would go with.
Well,
So we're a little
it's
different, but nothing wrong with that.
no. I mean, I agree with you on a lot of those fronts. I think really the only way that you switch it up there is Smith and Flowers. Flowers is just so good when he gets the opportunities. Just how much is there going to be? And
Yeah.
that's the big question. We don't know. But I like all three of those wide receivers. And yeah, I like Dowdle. I would put Dowdle 3. So that's the only difference. But I think those three wide receivers in some form or fashion, one of them into your flex, and then Dowdle would be my other guy in the flex. So if that helps. But let's keep going. Titans, Lions. Love the Lions defense this week against Mason Rudolph. I think they're going to continue to eat at home. 12-point favorites in this game. So again, what Vegas knows, I have no idea, right? Like the Lions without Aiden Hutchinson on defense, I get it. The Titans are not good, and they just traded DeAndre, but 12-point favorites. But yet the Bengals are 2.5-point favorites against the Eagles. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
But who am I? Yeah, hopefully it works out, Travis. Let us know. Let us know when you win big in that one. It's going to happen, I think. But yeah, Lions, no Jameson Williams, so expecting a nice Amon-Ra St. Brown day again. I do have Goff and Brown, so I like that combination today. But again, this game could be completely out of hand and right down to the running back. So the running back should have a really nice 1-2 punch today in some form or fashion. I bet they both get a touchdown. Gibbs and Montgomery should be playing late in this game and just running clock by the time we get into the fourth quarter. But what do you like in this one?
I think Detroit's going to absolutely crucify him, even without Hutchinson. I think it's going to be a heavy dose of run. I don't think Jared Goff will throw more than 25 passes. I don't think he's going to have to. Tennessee is just an absolute shit show. Their running game, Pollard he's not playing that well. Their O-line isn't great. But their defense does keep them in games, so I'm more apt to maybe not bet that spread. But I'm just... So I'm going to be in Tennessee next week. So it should be a great game between Tennessee and New England. If we're going to pull win number 2 out, it will be
it's coming next week.
It will come next week. But Tennessee side, I don't like. You could put a spread of 21 up there, and I'd say, okay, that's probably about right. I think Detroit's going to annihilate them. I see a big game from Montgomery and Gibbs, and maybe some Sam Laporta love with Jameson out this week. I don't know.
Yeah, he's been kind of sliding under the radar.
Yeah, he's done nothing really this year.
Right. But yeah, nothing really that you're focusing on the Titans side of the ball.
Nope,
It's just,
nothing.
I wouldn't even try to target that. It's going to be a mess.
Yeah.
But yeah, totally agree otherwise. Now, here's a good game. The Cardinals traveling down to the Dolphins. Tua's back. Will not wear the safety helmet. Won't wear it. Why? Like,
because he's not going to go head first into defenders, Joe.
Yeah, right.
He took the class of not diving into the defenders for the 4th time. Maybe he passes it this time.
And if that's what he's thinking and not worried about, a defender coming around the edge and driving him into the turf, then you're an idiot, right? You're just an idiot. At this point, you're young. You're a couple years into your career. You just signed a big contract. Put the friggin' safety helmet on, man. Like, what do you...
I know.
Who cares what you look like? What's more important is you're playing the games, not trying to remember what your name is in 15 years, right? Like, stupid. Absolutely asininingly stupid decision. And if I was Mike McDaniels, I would tell him, you're my quarterback unless you've got that helmet on. Like that,
Agreed.
As the coach, like if you really care about Tua as much as you claim you do, that would be my stipulation. If you're going to be my quarterback, you're wearing the helmet because I need you for the rest of the season. I don't care if you like it or not. You want to be a quarterback or you want to stand on the sidelines. Doesn't matter. Like the season's over without you, so I can't lose you again, right? Like that's incredibly stupid. But do like this game. Like Kyler's looking good. Marvin Harrison's probably the most disappointing this year out of all wide receivers. Okay, and to be fair, he came in with all the hype in the world, right? And he's in an offense that can produce, and he's not producing. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. You got to start him, but at the same time, it's like, dude, why are they not throwing him the ball? I don't understand it.
Joe, it pains me because I of course took a Kyler Marvin combo in 3 of my 5 leagues.
Right.
And as you can guess, luckily I got Jaden Daniels in the other, also in those 3. Actually, I think I got 2 in 1, Jalen in the other 2. But I don't know. I took Marvin extremely early. I
Hmm.
don't know if it's him though, because he's open a lot and Kyler's not throwing it. So I don't know. They're not on the same page. I mean, I have to play Harrison. It's either Harrison or JJ McLeod this week for Atlanta.
Oh, it's definitely Harrison then.
I have to because of the upside, but I'm willing to bet McLeod will get more points than him again this week. You know what I mean? Again. And I say again because it's every week he's scoring more points except the second or third week of the season he came out and played well.
Yeah.
So but I'm gonna keep playing him because I have to. I'm 2-5 in that league and I need a win. So I need upside. And if I
Right.
don't win this week, I gotta look to who my keeper is for next year.
Yeah. And that's rough. It's definitely
It's
rough, and I have
awful.
him in, and I'm kind of in that. Well, I'm still hanging out. I was just looking at that league, making sure everything's set up, and I'm sitting at 4-3 right now. But man, it's just, and I've got him, and I've got a really nice, very well balanced team in that one, which is what is so frustrating. Because if he would just play to half of his potential every week, I would be probably undefeated. But when he puts up point 0.1 and 2 points for a starting wide receiver, that's a number one, it just kills fantasy. So it makes me nervous. But as far as this game goes, he's still got to be your number one target on Arizona's side. James Conner should have a nice game in this one as well. And the Dolphins wide receivers are back in play with Tua back in this game. So Tyreek Hill and Waddle might score more than 2 points.
Yeah, I actually got to put Tyreek Hill back in my lineup. He's been sitting on the bench for the last 4 or 5 weeks. So,
Right.
um, and
Horrendous.
it's paid off. It's paid off because he hasn't done anything,
Yeah,
and it's
he
not
does
really
have a
he
toe
hasn't
injury.
done. I still don't understand though how they didn't find a way to get him the ball.
I don't
I
know.
just so is McDaniel's that good or is he just? I don't know. I don't know.
He's not. He's
I
not.
don't know.
He inherited a very talented team, and you could see once controversy hits, he has no answers.
I
So
mean, you don't put it in your two best playmakers' hands.
right,
I don't get that.
right, end arounds, jet
Anything, hands
sweeps.
off.
Right,
Put Hill in the backfield.
right.
Make them think about that.
Yeah.
They didn't. They didn't
I mean,
once.
you can't even do like a 2 yard screen to Tyreek Hill or Waddle, and get them in the slant on a, or in the slot on a slant, and just pick up 5 yards and let them go.
Right.
Like, yeah, stupid. But yeah, we'll see what this is gonna be a really hard one to bet. Miami's only a 4 point favorite, so again, Vegas, who knows, right? Who knows what Tua, one good hit, and that's the end of his career at this point, I would imagine. But should be an entertaining game. Should be a high scoring game as well. Because
Agreed.
Arizona, if we see the old Dolphins, Arizona's gonna have to throw the ball. Again, Marvin Harrison, like, this is your week, man. Like, we all need you. We all need you. And if
Right.
they're down 21-0 at halftime, something of that nature, let's hope not. Let's hope it's like 28-14 or 28-21, and just boom, 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 just firing missiles. But we'll see in this one. But I like the matchups on both sides. I think finally get your Dolphins wide receivers back in the mix, and a really nice spot for Harrison to
Yep.
bounce back. So
Agreed.
yeah. All right, let's talk about the game of the week. New York Jets traveling to New England to take on the New England Patriots. Oh, this is what we've all been waiting for. So this is a huge one. The 2-5 Jets taking on the 1-6 Patriots. I know, John, me and you will be watching. Looks like a nice 62-degree day, so it is warming up there.
It actually does look very nice there. It's going to be cool. It's perfect football weather.
Yep.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Looks like a nice day. Jets are 7-point favorites. Interesting stat: the Jets have not swept the Patriots in a season since 2000. Bill Belichick's rookie coaching year is the last time that it's happened, and it might happen again. So we're going to see. Oh, we got another. We got Eric Anders dropped a question in here, so we can pause the Jets Patriots for just a second.
Good
Get
afternoon,
to
Eric.
this, Eric. Good to see you. I don't. Again, this looks like a fresh name, so make sure you're smashing that like button and subscribing, coming back. But you got an interesting one here. You just missed that conversation.
Good afternoon.
All right. 12 teams, half PPR, start 2, Waddle, DJ Moore. Chubb, and McMillan.
Ooh, you
Half
slid in
point
McMillan right there. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's a good one. But I think from what we just said, I think you've got to go Waddle in that one for sure with Tua back. Um,
I would go Waddle, and so so
I'm
so so Eric. Before I answer this, do you need a lot of upside this week? Are you down big already from Thursday, or you just looking for like a solid performance? Um, and while you're answering that, you're talking Goff, Cousins, or Tua. Is it a 4 or 6 point for touchdowns?
you know, um, yeah, and if you're gonna go Waddle, I mean Tua seems like the best bet right there.
Don't forget, Cousins just torched Tampa for 500 yards 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, but Tampa also doesn't have its two wide receivers anymore. So
Right.
are they going to be able to keep up to be able to force
Yeah.
that type of a
Right.
game? I don't think so. And like you said, with Goff in this one against the Titans, probably won't be a lot of passing in this one. I think you have to go Tua in this
I would
game.
say Tua, Waddle,
Tua
and
Waddle
DJ
Moore.
Moore.
Yeah,
Yep, same
that's what
here.
I'm saying. Yep,
And if you
DJ
don't
Moore
like
is,
Moore, I would go McMillan because I think he's going to get some love.
Mhm.
But I think that's going to be a fun game with Chicago and Washington. I mean, the top two picks and Daniels is playing now, so it's going to be fun.
Yeah,
Going to be fun.
and DJ Moore has been the guy. So
Yeah.
yeah, why not? And that's a game exactly like you said. Both teams can score, so nobody's going to take their foot off the throttle. And Chubb and that game's going to be a blowout. So Chubb, I don't expect to see much of him on the field this week. They're not going to risk the knee, especially coming back from it in a game that's going to should be out of control by halftime.
Yeah.
So wouldn't mess with that one too much. It's probably going to be a lot of Jameis Winston throwing in that game, just chucking the ball around, trying to keep up with the Ravens. So
I like that team, though. I do. I like that team.
Yeah. Tua Waddle, great one too, and DJ Moore. I don't think you can go wrong in that one at all. So good luck, Eric. Again, drop a like, drop a subscribe, come back and bounce things off of us each and every week, man. We're here to help and help you build the team to win. So just you can tell people about it, maybe not in your league, but other friends. Don't want to help your competition beat you, but let other people know about it as well. All right, so back to Jets Patriots in this one. Jets have to turn it around. We already know the Patriots aren't going very far this year.
Whoa.
You know it as well as I do.
I can say that, Joe. Jets fans aren't allowed to say this, okay?
Hey, stating the obvious is the easiest thing I can do right now. But not looking good, but Drake May is starting pretty well. Hassan Reddick's back this week, so we'll see if he introduces himself to Drake May on the turf. But again, from the Jets' perspective, no Allen Lazard, so you're going to see more Mike Williams this week. We're finally going to see Malachi Corley in this one, who they drafted and instantly compared to Deebo Samuel and has been inactive all season. So he's started. He's going to play today. He is active finally. So as a Jets fan, I'm very interested to see if they use him, how he's used, and if he in any way, shape, or form resembles Deebo Samuel. It'd be fantastic. But then would also lead a
statement. That's a bold statement right there.
Yeah. It is. But that's what the draft pundits said. So who am I, right? But yeah, I think Stevenson will have a good game in this one. The Jets haven't been scoring crazy, so this game will probably, being a division game in New England, last time it was a blowout, complete domination, but Drake May does look better than Brissett does. So they should be able to score. They should be able to do a little bit in this game, but I don't see them winning. I don't see them winning in this one, but I do think Stevenson should be a pretty nice play and will get a lot more catches than he usually does, dump offs and things of that nature, because the Jets just can't do much against running backs. But I do like Devontae Adams, like you said in this one, Garrett Wilson. They should both be fine, and Breece Hall as well. So I think, of course, you start all three of them. Another week in the playbook for Devontae is only going to make things easier. I think it's going to be a nice coming out party for Devontae Adams this week.
Yeah, I don't see the Patriots winning this week. Trust me, I want them to win because if they're going to win 2 games, I'd like the second one to be against the Jets.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. I think Brees Hall's going to have a huge game. There's some crazy over under stats for him on DraftKings if you got him early enough. 25 receiving yards, like a plus 105. It was insane.
What?
It was insane. I had to bet it. So maybe he's not playing, and I just don't know. It was just too easy of a bet not to take. I think I made that
25 receiving yards.
25 plus receiving yards for 105. I'll shoot you the image of it. It's just insane.
Insane, yeah.
But it's just like, come on. Now this was Tuesday. I think I made it, but what I really want to see, I want to see how Drake May is against this defense. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
What I'm hoping for is a lot of Stevenson. Not too much to where we run the ball first and second down. It's 3rd and 7. It's an obvious pass play, and we punt 17 times today. That's what I don't want. But maybe start in the shotgun. Maybe take the ball first and start in the shotgun. Run like a 2-minute offense to start the game. I would love to see that because nobody ever expects that, especially out of New England. So I don't see this being close, unfortunately. We got a lot of players out. I want the Pats to win. I just show me some more growth with Drake May. That's what I want to see.
What do you, real quick before we move on, what do you think about Mayo's performance so far as the coach and his this team is soft comments that he made there? What are you thinking?
It's funny you say that. Shaney, my brother Shane and I had a talk about this the other day. Everybody's calling for Mayo to be fired because of the record. I mean, what did you expect? Come on, stop it. I'm not blaming Mayo for the record. I'm not blaming Mayo because our players suck, because that's the team he has. But to publicly come out and start dogging your team and putting everything out in the media, that, if this continues, because it sounds like his alliances in that locker room from last year aren't alliances anymore. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, oh, well, stepdad's really cool because he buys me ice cream all the time. But now that I live with stepdad, he's a prick because I have to eat my broccoli and carrots first before I get ice cream. You know what I mean? It's like, so it's like, okay, so we're not liking, because, and the thing was, I love Mayo as a player. I don't know what he did last year or the last 2 years. He was like an advisor to Belichick. But what did he do? Again, I don't know. I'm not going to question it because I love Gerard Mayo. I love it. They said he was a player's coach. Fine. But when you go to the press and start calling your team out, I'm sorry, there's one of you and 53 players, right? It's 53. So the 53 will win. The 53 will win. So I don't think if he gets fired at the end of the year, it's not going to be because of his record or how they play. I think it's going to be because how he's handling himself as the head coach. Mm-hmm. He's supposed to be the leader. He's not the leader right now. Not the leader one bit. That's my concern.
And it would be amusing if you guys instantly go into a hiring and firing head coaches in year one. And, all I would tell a New England faithful out there watching is welcome to the circus. I mean, this is, again, John, we've talked about this for years, right? You guys have had stability and 10-game wins every season, 10-plus games. Just mail it in, right? Beginning of the year. Patriots are going to win 10-plus and be in the playoffs every year. And now for you youngins out there that are in your early 20s that are like, what is going on with the Patriots?
They don't know,
Nothing's going on with the Patriots. This is normal. This is the normal NFL that every other fan base deals with consistently. So it will get better. I dealt
with this for a long time. Long time growing up. Patriot games were never on TV. That's how bad they were. So, and I'm starting to see minor signals that we're kind of venturing to that again, where It's just like, hold on, man. You know what? Maybe we should have kept Bill. I don't know. Maybe we should have
Yeah.
kept him. I love Bill Belichick, always will, but I just, I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
concerned about him going to the public, but we'll
Right.
see.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right, so let's keep going here. Let's. So of course we both think the Jets will win this game. So very happy about that.
Actually,
Um,
I think the Patriots will win. I'm never going to say I think the Jets will win. I think the Pats are going to win today.
you're saying it,
Uh,
but your eyes are telling me otherwise. So
so the
I'm.
score is going to be 6-5. 6-5 today.
We got a baseball score in this one. Okay, all right. So let's talk Falcons Bucks. A lot of injuries on the Buccaneer side, and we've had a couple questions already come in about McMillan, and I do think that's an option. That's a very good option if you're thin on wide receivers. Unfortunately, the questions are coming in. You've just got better options, but I do think there's opportunity there in a weaker situation to capitalize on that because they are going to have to try to keep up with the Falcons, and somebody's got to get the ball. I am going with Rashid White in this one, and I think Bucky Irving
Yes.
as well. I think you're going to see a lot of that, and Rashid White especially because he's got great hands. He's a great receiver, and he's probably the only receiver they have left. So I think Rashid
Yes.
White is going to go off today.
I do too.
Love that. Good. Thank you. Glad we lined up on that one. But
Love that call. Rashid White and Kate Otten. I don't think you can go wrong today with them.
yeah, so
Not one bit.
definitely target those, especially if you're in DFS. But I think him and Bucky Irving on the ground are going to have a really nice game, and that's what's going to keep this one close because they have to control the ground game at home if they're going to want to slow the Falcons down and keep this one competitive. It's a division game. Baker's still playing well, so I'm not going to write anybody off on this one. I do think it'll be a close game, and so does Vegas. 1.5-point spread to Atlanta in this one, so going to be a close one. But I do like McMillan, but I love the running game. I love White in this one, and the Falcons I think will keep doing what they're doing. Again, to me, Bijan Robinson is probably one of the most frustrating players out there outside of Marvin Harrison because I drafted him early last year. I did pick him up in one league this year, very hesitantly, but that's just where I ended up in the draft, right? And it was just like, like I kind of have to go there, right? So,
Right.
uh, and he can have great games and then just disappear. Like, why don't you use
Yep.
him? I don't understand
Agreed.
it. But you got to start him. You got to start your studs on the Falcons side. And I'm seeing a lot of hype for our boy Kyle Pitts this week. And but that seems to be almost an every other week thing. It's like, oh, Kyle Pitts is going to have a 100-yard game, and then he doesn't. And then he doesn't. Again, when you talk about disappointing players, Kyle Pitts has got to be up there, ranked up there in the top 10 of – I mean, the hype and the talent and the skill set that he came out of Florida with was insane. And they just like they should be comparing him to Gronk right now. In all reality.
Yeah, and he's actually played a lot better.
This year.
Again, is it him or is it the quarterbacks they've had? I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Right, and the quarterbacks play a role, obviously, but I was really hoping to see with Kirk Cousins coming over a much, much bigger impact. Now he's just kind of a middle of the road guy, but I really thought he would take that leap with that talent. But this should be a good game. I would still start everybody in this one because I think there's opportunities and I think it'll stay a relatively close game. But I do think McMillan is an in-play target as well for wide receiver if you're thin in this one. But I'm going to say the Falcons do squeeze it out at the end. Probably a coup kick at the end there, and win it in the last seconds there. And I don't know if Travis is still here, but we'll see. Let's talk Packers traveling down to sultry, steamy Jacksonville. Maybe that'll have an effect on them. I don't know. It's going to be 77 and sunny.
They better hope it does.
So hopefully Jacksonville's putting them on the sunny side of the field so they can sweat and cramp up and not play as well. But I like Tank in this one a lot. I think Tank Bigsby is going to have a huge role in this game. Packers defense is really good. Their offense is rolling as well, but Jaguars should be able to do more than they are. They're a frustrating team to try to evaluate, but Tank has been playing exceptionally well, and I think they keep that going. Oh, good. Travis is still here, so I want to get his take on this one as well. But what do you really like in the Packers by 20? Never mind. All right. So Travis has no faith.
You kind of have to agree with them there. You know what I mean? It's like, yes, agreed.
Okay.
Agreed.
Yeah, so start your Packers. They're another team that who do you pick for wide receiver? Because Jordan Love just goes everywhere with that ball. So it could be Wicks, it could be Dobbs, it could be Reed. You just hard team to pick, right? So, but yeah, if you have a Packers wide receiver, he's probably going to get a touchdown today. So just go ahead and plug them in if need be. And again, on Jacksonville's side, I like Tank a lot. I think Tank will be really good today. And outside of that, leave it be. All right, keep rolling. We got a couple minutes left. Let's get through these. Colts, Texans, division game. Texans are a little hurt. You can see them slowing down a little bit without Nico Collins in there, but still opportunities. Stroud is still Stroud, but this will be an interesting Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud draft matchup, just kind of like the Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams matchup as well. So we got year 2 quarterbacks this week, and the top 2 year 1 quarterbacks as well. So yeah. So what do you think in this one? Anything you're really focusing in on?
Indy plays the Texans tough. We'll see what Tank Dell does today. I think that's going to be huge because, who's he throwing it to? He's still not hitting Diggs a lot. I think it's going to be a big Mixon day, to be quite honest. I think you'll see a lot of Mixon. I did hear they got DeForest Buckner back, so I get it. Indy's better, but that defense is terrible. Just terrible. And I'm sorry, Anthony Richardson is a terrible thrower. He can run the ball, but they got Taylor back, so you really don't need that today. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You just don't need that today. So I don't know, man. I see Houston should pummel them, but this year, who knows? I don't know what to trust, but I don't see any reason why that Houston just doesn't destroy Indy. I just don't think Richardson is ready right now. He's not a good passer. He's just not.
I agree. The Texans at home should win this one pretty easily, but I do like the running game on both sides of this one, especially with Jonathan Taylor back. That definitely gives them some balance, which they desperately need, especially with a underperforming quarterback there. Not having any balance is bad. Right. And Mixon, as much as we both hate him, has been putting up numbers. So can't deny it. He's been playing well. So I think the running game is where you target in this one and keep it relatively simple otherwise. Saints Chargers, we do like Kamara in this one. Great opportunity.
I like Dobbins too. I like both running backs in this one.
On the flip side, I like Dobbins as well in this one. So I think
Dobbins is going to have a huge game. They got the O-line back. The Saints defense has been terrible too. So I expect a lot of J.K. Dobbins today.
I like both of them as well. I think they're going to be really, really good. $16 for this game. So that'll be
but you're in sunny California. Who wants to go sit and watch?
That's true, especially when
2 not so great teams play.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess if you've got, you wouldn't need the money for this one, but if you were able to go to games 1 and 2 of the World Series, then shoot over to a football game on Sunday,
that would be pretty cool.
That's a pretty cool weekend for me. But in this one, Chargers are actually 7-point favorites, so that's a little rich for how these two teams have been playing, but so be it. I wouldn't bet it, but I'd leave it be. All right, so a couple of good games remaining real quick. Those are the morning games that we went through. So afternoon games, of course, the Chargers is the first afternoon game. So now we've got a little bit more time to shift things in and out. But Bills and Seahawks, this should be a pretty entertaining game. This is a home game for Seattle, so Bills have to fly cross country. It is an afternoon game, so that gives them a little bit more time. But not an easy place to play, as we know, in Seattle. Very loud. What do you like in this one?
I like Walker in this one. I like Cook. I like both running backs. I like Lockett as well. I think Tyler Lockett's a sneaky little play today. I'm expecting a high scoring game. I hope we do. Gino will throw the ball 40 times if needed.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen hasn't thrown an interception yet. And I think the Bills are favorite, I believe, in Seattle, right? So
3 points.
I mean that's the safe way of saying, hey, just bet the money line, right? So I think Buffalo will win, but I think it's going to be a fun game to watch. And I'm gonna wish I took them in DFS. I have no Seahawks, and I have no Bills today.
Yeah. Not good there. But yeah, should be high scoring. I do agree with you on that one. I think it'll be high scoring. It'll be a very entertaining game, and of course, I think both of us will be rooting for the Seahawks in this one. But it should be a fun one. Panthers, Broncos, we'll just leave that one alone. Don't think you're going with very much there. Unless there's anything that you love in that, but I don't think we're
nope.
We're just going to leave that one. Denver's an 11.5-point favorite.
Denver's defense is who I would play today. Denver's defense
should play well. At home, at altitude, against a really bad Panthers team.
Yep.
Correct. Denver's defense, very nice play. 11.5-point favorites. Insane. Chiefs, Raiders, again, this should be a blowout as well. Really not a lot to talk about in this one. I'm not even starting any Chiefs. All right, I think about it because it's just.
I get Kareem Hunt in DFS today. I think he's a good play. He's a solid play. I would probably. He's only 6,300, so why not? I would probably put in Bowers too, but here's the thing: the Chiefs aren't scoring a lot of points, so neither are other teams. Yeah. You know what I mean? So this is a very weird year for the Chiefs. I know last year their defense carried them. I think they're carrying them again this year too. I truly do.
Yeah, no, not much there. You start Bowers every week.
You have to.
He's the best performing tight end as well. But sure wish the Jets would have drafted him, but I'm not the GM. So that would have been my pick, though, if I was drafting, as you know, from our chats and our live show. So,
O-line, Joe.
Yeah. Tell you what, sure would love to have a dynamic tight end catching passes for Rodgers as well.
I would love to have anybody catch passes from May.
Right. Okay, last two big games here is Bears and Commanders, which home game for the Commanders. Washington's a 1-point favorite. 75 degrees in Washington, D.C. today. Beautiful. And the Bears traveling over there. Targets on this one, Jaden Daniels. Hopefully he could stay in the game. If he takes another shot to the ribs, that might knock him out. That's a risk in this one, but I like a lot of players overall in this one. I do think DJ Moore is going to continue to cook. Keeping my eye on Keenan Allen in this one as well. And Cole Kmet, I did throw into the starting lineup because I expect a lot of scoring in this one.
Nice.
So, anything you're targeting, Bears Commanders?
I think Washington's going to win. I think this is going to be another fun game to watch. I like the Commanders at home. Their defense is playing better. But we just have to, what I think is cool, you got the 1 and 2 Pips, right? You got them both leaders in their divisions, I believe. I think Chicago's either tied maybe with
Minnesota.
No, they're first, right? That's right, Minnesota. That's right. So, but they both have 2 losses.
Detroit.
Chicago's 4 and 2.
Chicago's in last.
What? Really?
Chicago's in last. Lions are in first. Vikings are in second.
Oh, yeah, they are. At 4 and 2.
4 and 2, they're in last place in the division. That's awesome.
So Caleb Williams is quarterbacking a last place team. I'll take 4 and 2.
Yeah,
I'd take 4 and 2 right now. But,
I think Chicago's good with that.
I like Washington today. I think DeAndre Swift is going to have a huge game. He has been just lighting it up the last couple weeks. I like Cole Kmet. I think Cole Kmet's a good play. And Scary Terry now that Daniels is back.
Yeah. Yep. Agree. Totally forgot to mention Swift, so thank you for that. But I think we've both been on that that Swift train from all the way back in Detroit,
That's
where we're
right.
just like,
Yes.
why are they not using him, right? And
Why
then he
does
goes
nobody use this guy?
right.
Yeah.
Then he goes to the Eagles. The Eagles don't use him, and now he's over here, and they started out the year without using him. I almost
Right.
dropped him, but it's just like
Yes.
there's so much talent there, and nobody's utilizing it.
I
And
know.
finally, Chicago's figured it out, and they're taking advantage of it. So yeah, good call out there. And we don't need to really waste time on the Giants Steelers Monday night game, but Cowboys 49ers, that's a nice matchup there. Purdy is kind of coming back to earth. They're figuring out how to play him. And when he gets pressured, he does not play very well. So he's very much like a Brady disciple. I mean, it's just crazy. But quick passes, accurate passes, he's great. You get pressure, he just crumbles. So people are starting to figure that one out. Can the Cowboys do it to him? Potentially. But a lot of injuries on that Cowboys side. CD's back. Looking forward to a big game there for CeeDee Lamb. But 49ers without Ayuk now, maybe it's Debo time. He killed me last week with that pneumonia that just
Yes.
how do you not know you have pneumonia? Like, why are you even in the game? Thanks for screwing
How
all
can
of the
you
fantasy world.
right? And it's just crazy that like he's playing this week. Him
Yeah.
and George Kittle are both playing this week. So
Right. Yeah, makes me nervous. I kind of have to go with him. He's my best option, and this is a great matchup. But man, killed me last week. Literally lost so many. I think I lost almost all but one league last week because of him
right.
and his goose egg that he put up for me, and I lost by a couple points in both of my leagues. It's just like, man. But hopefully a bounce back this week. He's got some making up to do.
He sure does.
Yeah, but that's gonna be a fun night game tonight, I think, for sure. So otherwise, yeah, Giants Steelers, start Pickens, I guess, and that's about it. So I wouldn't really go in any deeper into that one. So I don't
Maybe
know how
Najee Harris. Najee Harris has been playing well, and look out for that Tracy kid. Is it Tim Tracy or Tom Tracy for the Giants? That guy is electric, man. Just absolutely electric.
They didn't use him last week.
I know.
It's frustrating, but that's why. Yeah, I like him, but the Steelers defense is real, very real. So I'm not starting him this week. There's definitely better options, but that's it.
Yep.
So games are already going, up and running. We got to catch our Jets.
Yes,
Patriots
sir.
Games,
let's get out of here and go watch the Patriots win.
Yeah. So for everybody that jumped in, the new viewers, thank you for jumping in with us. Hopefully everyone's subscribing, liking it each and every week. Help us get more exposure. We can't grow without you, and this is a very, very heavy space to be in. A lot of competition. So the more likes, the more subscribers, the faster you can help us grow. So please, every week, even if you're not watching, drop a like and then jump back out. That's fine. But for everybody else, again, good luck with your teams on fantasy. Good luck with your teams in real life. And for John, I'm Joe. Have a great week.